Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit Podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Thursday, the 5th of September, 2019, and this is episode 360. I just realized we're both wearing, like, rainbowy kind of things. I just saw it as we're recording. Sorry, I'm not trying to...
You're leaning into me. You're pushing me off.
I think when we stop, I will switch legs. I'm sitting weird, and I don't know why, and just... You guys just don't know.
Me.
I'm not trying to push you. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hi to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. We would say that is not normal banter between us, but it is. It is just how life goes.
What's she doing?
What are you doing, Pinky?
She wants to be in them.
So we have sliding glass door, like patio kind of area. And we pull the blinds back halfway because we open the door in the morning because it's got a screen and letting air in. But she is now gone in the blinds. Oh, wait, here she comes out. We should have been recording this to put it after the credits.
What is today?
I already said what today is.
What's next, then?
We have some new members, Dammy. Why don't you give them a shout out if they've made it this far, a minute and a half into all our craziness?
So, we have Beth, who is, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her username, EF Waitjin from Alaska, Emily, who is the Chronic Knitter from Maine, and Christina, who is Knit Girl Wagner from California.
Welcome. Thanks for introducing yourselves, and we hope that you will join in on the fun of the Ravelry group. Dammy, if somebody is not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our introductions thread because you'll get a shout out on our next episode and be able to participate in all our owls and giveaways.
That's right. And we are awarding summer owl prizes today. We are awarding 7th Podiversary prizes today. So there's going to be so many names to tell you. Plus, we're reviewing Pom Pom Quarterly, and we have a new segment. So we probably should get started. Here we go.
Now we're going to talk about what is on our needles.
So what's on your needles, Dammy?
So I have not gotten anything done on my Persephone wrap in the last week, but I'll try to.
Are you taking it with you?
So, yeah.
Okay.
But I am finishing, and I'm going to finish today because I have to, Baby Dagny socks. I've already finished this one. It's my Baby Chino socks pattern. It's on US 3's 3.25 millimeter needles. The yarn is Bernays Softy Baby Solids and Marls in the Baby colorway.
Yes.
And solids and marls.
Yes. She has to finish this because I can't finish Dagny's hat until she finishes the socks because I ran out of yarn.
Finishing it right now.
You're going to get it. You're getting close.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they're small and on heavier weight yarn, not fingering, like what I'm doing right now. Okay, anything else you want to talk about?
No, so what are you working on?
Okay, so, as I just said...
There is no E in Dagny.
Okay, well, remind me and I'll fix it. As I was just saying, I need her to finish that so I can finish the hat. So this is the little sister barley hat for Dagny, because I did the big sister. Yep. This is the barley pattern by Tin Can Knits. It's on US 4 3.5 mil and US 6's 4 mil needles. Again, in the baby colorway. So I didn't. Oh, I bet I've made notes here. Hold on. Acrobat. Hopefully I made notes of where I stopped. No. Okay, I need to get to 5 inches. I don't have my ruler bracelet on. What was that? I have a tape measure. It's a strawberry. So, it's rolling on me. It is approximately, at this moment, about 3.5 inches. Yeah, so I just need to get it to 5 inches and then do the decreases. I've already made the pom-pom. Yeah, so I will finish that as soon as Dammy is done with the socks. And speaking of socks, I'm also knitting socks right here. So these are the, you guys, happy 20th birthday Dammy socks. This is my French vanilla cappuccino sock pattern. It's more purple than it's showing up. Like it's a, I don't know. No.
You're in my bubble.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the color to show.
It's not gonna show, it's purple.
This is on US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles. We really love each other, you guys. We're just like, it's been one of those weeks, you know? Everybody's stress level is really high. This yarn is Knit Picks Stroll hand painted in the Borealis colorway, which if you were watching a year ago, you know this is the colorway I used to make Dammy's cathedral wrap. And that took me like 2.5 months past her birthday to finish. And this is a leftover yarn, so I'm knitting her birthday socks out of that. I am doing the Hohi Fall Cow that Hohi Locatelli is hosting in her Ravelry group. It's too late to sign up if you're not signed up already, but you can knit along in spirit and not be actually entered in the cow. So I'm doing the inner piece shawl. I feel like I need to like show you a picture of it because it's hard to. Okay, so that's it wrapped around her. So yes, it does have bobbles. This is it stretched out. So it is written for 150 gram skein of yarn, which I did not have. So I'm using 2 colorways. So this is on US 4 3.5 mil needles. I am currently knitting with the first color. Ooh, that's so pretty on the screen. This is Suburban Stitcher Sock in the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park colorway. And I will be pairing it with Pandia's Jewel Snug in the Supernatural colorway, which has been in my stash for a while. And then I got this color from Diane. And I feel like they go together well. So my plan is, let me show you the schematic here. Okay, so here's kind of the schematic. So my plan is to use the Suburban Stitcher in segments 1, 4, 9, and 12. So 1, 4, 9, and 12. And then the in-betweens, so 2 to 3, 5 to 8, and 10, 11, which are those right there, that little bit there, and that bit there, in the Pandia's Jewels. And I think it's going to turn out really, really beautifully. So I'm loving knitting this so far, even though I have to do bobbles. But I've got to memorize now how to do it, so that helps. I think I am probably 2/3 of the way through section 1. So it's not a difficult knit, but it's not one that I like would want to take like to knitting group or whatever, just because I have to focus on the pattern versus with vanilla socks. I can just knit round and round in circles and not worry about messing up, other than if I like drop a stitch or something. And then there is my English paper piecing. Oops. I'll fix that. Okay. So this is a pink glittery fabric. This is Bell fabric. So this is the sister flower to the other one I did, where I did the Bell as the inside and the pink glitter as the outside. And then it'll have the lavender top and bottom and with the gray middle. So I am working on that. I'll fix that when I do a hexapuff this afternoon. One of the
Hexapuff.
Hexagon. When I do a hexagon later today, I'll fix that. One of the cardboard pieces that you sew the fabric around is popping out, which it's meant to do that, but not yet. I'm not ready for it to come out yet. So, okay, that's everything on my needles. Because stay tuned for a new segment after the next segment. So, let's move on to that one.
And now we're going to talk about finished projects.
Yes, so I have 2 this week. So this is the Big Sister Barley hat for Lucia. Again, it's the Barley pattern by Tin Can Knits. On US 4, 3.5 mil, and US 6 is 4 mil needles. And this is Bernay Softy Baby Colors in the pink rainbow colorway. So it turned out cute. So this pattern is written for, I think, worsted weight yarn. And this is a DK weight, I believe. So what I did was I'm using smaller needles, but I'm knitting the size up. So Lucia is a toddler, but I knit the child size because I'm using smaller yarn and smaller needles. Mm-hmm. And Dagny, instead of knitting the baby size, I knit the toddler size for her.
But she's so tiny still.
I know, but by the time she's ready to wear it in a couple of months, she'll be a little bit bigger, and
she's so tiny.
And it'll last her. So I didn't want to knit the baby size and then it not fit her very long. So that was why. And then the other thing I finished is my preemie hat for the week. And thank God I am done with this yarn, you guys. This is number 35 for the year. It's for my free top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. On US 6 is 4 mil needles, and the yarn is Cascade Yarns Casablanca in the fall colorway. This yarn tears apart like nobody's business. In fact, I couldn't even use it, so as the name suggests, this hat is knit from the top down. And you can't see it under the pom-pom, but I tried to cast on with this yarn, and when I went to try to, because you cast on using the Emily Ocker cast on.
Who is Genio?
Jenny's surprisingly stretchy.
I know, but who is Genio?
And Judy's
Magic cast on.
Cast on. There's too many names. So I cast on, and I went to like pull to make it come together in the center, and the yarn split. So what I ended up doing was I cast on using waste yarn, and then knit the first row in the new color, so that I had the other to pull tight. So, but this yarn, the color is beautiful and I love it, but it just fell apart when I tried to pull on it. So
way to go, Cascade.
In fact, it did it at another point too. I had to like.
Oh yeah.
I had to be sneaky and make it happen.
I need pumpkin coffee.
I need pumpkin coffee.
Hello, Father.
Have you tried the new pumpkin cream?
Why are we talking about this in Yummies?
Let's talk about this in Yummies.
Okay.
But first, the new segment. Welcome to the new segment. This is called Flosstube. So, I have been, I'm getting back into cross stitch more, and I've been watching a lot of floss tubes, which I'll tell you which ones I've been binging lately in a couple minutes.
Explain what a floss tube
Okay,
is.
Flosstube is like a podcast for cross stitchers, but they post them on YouTube, so they call them floss tubes.
Why floss? What is floss for someone who doesn't know what cross stitching is?
Embroidery floss, that's what you call what you stitch with, like that.
It's not thread.
It's not thread.
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to, I know this is the Geeky Girls Knit podcast, but we also talk about other stuff, and I wanted to make this available in case somebody who doesn't knit wants to just come for the cross stitch bit. So I'm going to be putting in the show notes and in the YouTube description. What's wrong?
My hand was shaking.
Oh, in the YouTube description, the timestamps for Flosstube. But one caveat is if I get like supplies or new patterns or whatever, I'll be talking about those in the next segment, which is called Yummies, which is kind of our, if you're new watching this, it's our catch-all for things that we like, things that we love, things that happened this week, and that we want to talk about. So, if you don't want to watch any of the rest of it, Flosstube and Yummies, and potentially if somebody had a question, we can do that in Ask the Geeky Girls, which is a segment where you can post questions and we answer them week by week. So there you go. So let me tell you what I've been working on. So first up is the Christmas list by Silver Creek Samplers. And I've got finished family visits and turkey dressing, and I've started on the next one. However, I made the decision that there's no way I'm going to finish this by December. It's just not going to happen. If I was only focusing on it and doing no other crafting, but that's not going to happen. So, and I have so many fun autumnal patterns that I was like, okay, I'm going to set this aside, and after I do some autumnal stuff for this year, I will come back to it. And speaking of patterns, I can't remember which Flosstube I was watching the other day, but she was talking about how she forgets about sometimes the cross-stitch patterns that she's bought digitally, and she was talking about, like, I don't know how I can, like, make them prevalent in with my paper patterns, so that I don't forget about them. And I responded to her and suggested that she print out just like the cover sheet of the pattern and put it in with all of her patterns, and then when she's ready to actually stitch that one, she can go back and print the full pattern. So I actually did that this week. So this is just my cross stitch patterns, and like, for example, one digital one I have is this watercolor Ariel. I showed you.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I've got the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Autumn Sampler, but then I also have, where's the physical pattern? Like the Pumpkin Spice Farm from Hands On Designs. And what I did for them is I just alphabetized them A to Z.
By title or designer?
Title.
Where's that Haunted Mansion cross stitch you said you were going to find?
I need to find it. Remind me when we get done and I'll look for it. Okay, so what I did cast on?
Not on?
Stitched on. This is a needlework project bag made by Opera Joe of Stitching the High Notes podcast, and I love it so much. So I started the Quaker pumpkin pattern by the Stitcher Hood, but I am doing it in different colors because she uses a brown and an orange, and I'm using a green and a different orange because I felt like it worked better. Let me tell you what I'm using instead. So I am using, the green I'm using is number 936, and the orange is 3853. And I've just started with the stem of the pumpkin. So I'm going to, my plan is to finish the stem first, and then do all of the kind of Quaker elements to it. So that is what I'm currently stitching on. And then I wanted to tell you, I'm watching several Flosstubes, and I've caught up with several of them after watching their back catalog. But the ones that I've been binging this week are To Martini Stitcher, and I'm linking all of these in our show notes, geekygirlsknit.com. Java Girl Stitches, Cupcake Stitcher, Just Keep Stitching, Stitch All the Things, and the Silent Stitcher. I discovered that, I don't know why I didn't think about this, I can watch them on our TV. It's not technically a TV, it's our Mac Mini that we use for TV. I really, really am enjoying the Silent Stitcher. So the host of this podcast is deaf, and so she does sign language and then has an interpreter do voiceover on it, and she has really pretty good closed captions as well, because like on YouTube they will close caption for you kind of automatically, but there's a lot of mistakes. So I'm enjoying that. So that is what I wanted to talk about this week for Flosstube, but stay tuned for this next segment because I am actually going to talk about some haul that I got related to cross stitch. So let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are Yummies, Sammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things, things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. I was enabled, Jessica.
By everyone you've been watching.
By Jessica. No, by our friend Jessica from Knitting Group and Stitching Group. To purchase a pattern. So I did an order from 123 Stitch. And this is the pattern that she was like, you need to see this. So it's by Heartstrings Samplery. And it's the You Had Me at Pumpkin Spice. So there's this one that's a pillow, and then this one is a round one. I probably won't make it as a pillow. I'll probably do some kind of...
It's a pin cushion. That's what it says.
Oh, is it?
It's a pin cushion.
Well, we'll see what I do. Or if I want to do it...
Acorn and sarsaparilla.
Yeah, I don't have those. This fancy floss is what it's talking about. Wait, I might have the Weeks Dye Work one. Yes, I have the Weeks Dye Work one.
Pumpkin?
Pumpkin. I'm about to show y'all that. So there's this one. You Had Me at Pumpkin Spice. If you don't know, I'm a huge pumpkin spice girl. I have clothing that says pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice. Oh, well, while we're talking about pumpkin spice, have you tried the new pumpkin cream cold brew from Starbucks?
I've just sipped it from hers because I like the Frappuccino, but it's good.
It's really good.
What I would do, because I don't like how they put all the foam on top and then just let it settle down. Like, I didn't like it until it was stirred in.
Okay.
And like, ugh. That's why I don't like iced macchiatos either, because they don't stir them in.
But you can.
I know. But like, they're doing something for the sake of aesthetic.
But you're doing something for the sake of drinking.
Not functionality.
Okay. Pumpkin spice lattes. I've had one of those.
Frappuccinos.
Dammy's been getting the pumpkin spice frappuccinos, which is typically what I do until the weather cools down a little bit more. But the pumpkin cream cold brew. Oh my gosh.
Hey,
okay.
Can I have the pumpkin cream cold brew but hot? when the weather turns colder. Can I have the pumpkin cream hot brew? Also, all of us, including Pink, did enjoy the pumpkin spice cake.
That, when we talk about our 7th Podversary winners a little bit later, but so many of y'all said that your favorite memory from the podcast had to be Pink licking the cake at the end of last week's episode. Oh my gosh. Okay, I also got this pattern. This is by Lizzie Kate. It's called Kitty String. So it's an alphabet, and then it's got a cat with birds and some flowers and a little fish bowl and paw prints. I'm not totally sure what this is supposed to be with.
Show me.
It looks kind of like an envelope almost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not snail mail, it's cat mail.
I guess. And there's a bowl as well. Or maybe that's a bed. It could be. And then another kitty and a ball of yarn. So that's cute. I'm going to have to do that one.
Where is it on the pattern?
It
Oh,
is...
because it's separated. That's weird.
It's KL.
It's split between the two. That's weird. That's weird.
They did what it had to do. So I got that. And then I was... Because I have so many autumnal patterns, I had wanted to see about using some fancy floss. And if you're not familiar with that term, it's anything that is not traditional DMC floss. So these are a little bit higher price point, and yeah. So I got actually 3 different flosses from Weeks Dye Works. I got pumpkin. I got jack-o'-lantern, which is an orange and a black together. And then I also was wanting to look at different whites because I'm not thrilled with the white that I'm using for my Christmas list project. So also from Weeks Dye Works, I got Icicle, which has whites and that real pale blue to it. And then I also got Classic Colorworks Snowball, which is just a white.
Are you going to pull out the white you've already done?
No. It's just in like snowflakes. So, and there's enough definition between stuff that it won't be a big deal to do. So I purchased those. Okay. And then this other thing that I purchased might offend your sensibility. I'm not going to say the actual word that is implied on this. But if you are watching with kids and you don't want them to see it, skip forward just a little bit. So last week, so our knitting group meets at the mall, at the Barnes & Noble at the mall. And my favorite store by far in there besides Barnes & Noble where we meet is Fuego. And they have all kinds of stuff. But they also have sometimes stuff that is just more snarky type humor and such. So I saw this pouch last week and I actually took a picture of it and like sent it. I sent it to you because you didn't go, and showed another few friends, and I thought about it all week, and so I was like, I'm gonna go back, and if they still have it, I'm gonna get it. So it's just a printed. It's not actually cross stitched, but crafty AF, crafty as, and then
I don't know why you're being so about it. It just means crafty and fun.
But I was telling Dammy last night I might actually go in and cross stitch it. The only thing would be is I would have to see, no, it's stitched to the bottom there. I was going to say
That's what seam rippers are for.
yeah, but then getting it sewn back together might be a pain. So anyway, I'm going to use this with my cross stitch stuff. So there. Okay, it's safe to come back now. So that is what I got. Do you have any yummies?
I'm gonna get up at 4:30.
So Dammy is leaving us for a week, going to Pennsylvania and going to New York City and seeing Hadestown, and I'm super jealous. And I've already informed her friend that I need pictures of Dammy with Patrick Page, and crossing our fingers that he'll actually come to the stage door.
The thing isn't whether or not he'll come, because usually a good portion of the leads do after evening shows or after the show on one show day. The thing is getting a spot at the barrier for the stage door.
Yeah, because it's very popular. So, take a picture of him even if you're not up close.
Okay.
I sent it to me. I'm very jealous. My fingers are crossed, my toes are crossed that when the tour starts next year, next autumn, that he stays with it for the tour. Because we're going to see it. They haven't announced all the cities yet, but it will surprise me a lot if they don't come to Seattle, because it tends to be a place that most shows do come if they're touring. Okay. Okay, well then let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. So we have a list of photo prompts for each month. You take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like, but we pick our favorites from Instagram. For example, today's prompt is shenanigans.
That's what I was looking for, to see what today's prompt was. So, September prompt list is really about like it's turning into autumn, back to school is happening, things like that.
You'll remember.
We should have put that, do you remember, as the prompt for that day.
Remember who you are.
I don't know if I can find it to put a link in the show notes, but my friend Mel sent me this video this morning, and it was of a cat watching the animated Lion King, and
Well, I mean, technically they're both animated.
okay, the older animated, and it was the scene where Scar kills Mufasa, Simba's dad, and the cat was watching it and got off the couch and went over to the TV and jumped up and was like comforting Simba.
Meow.
It was
Meow.
so cute.
Meow.
I was like, tears in my eyes. It was so cute. Okay, so Dammy, what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. So those are our favorite photos. So it's never too late to join in. You take a look at the prompt for the day. Like Dami said, for example, the day we're recording this, it's shenanigans. You interpret the prompt however you want. We are super cheater friendly on that. You post it on Instagram. Make sure in your caption you use hashtag GGKCraftyPad. In addition, you can feel free to use GGK Kitty Pad, GGK Puppy Pad, GGK Puggy Pad, GGK Birdie Pad, and I just created a new one, GGK Stitchy Pad.
GGK Torty Pad.
We're gonna have
For
so
your
many.
tortoises and your tortoiseshell cats. GGK Sphinxy Pad. For your Sphinx cats.
GGK Crazy Pad for Demi being crazy.
Sphinx cats are beautiful.
I'm not a fan of Sphinx cats.
Can knit for them.
You post it on Instagram. Make sure you use the hashtag in your caption, and then yours might get chosen. If you're participating in GGK Crafty Pad and you have a private account on Instagram, you need to PM Dami, who is Dami's Doodles, on Instagram, so that she can follow you, because otherwise we can't see your photos. So, let's talk about upcoming events. I'm not going to be attending the Fall Pacific Northwest Yarn Crawl, which is the first weekend in October, but if you're local, you should. It's the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and the theme is like pirates or something.
I almost said yeehaw, but that's not right.
No.
Arg.
Because that's the reason I'm not attending that is because the Dr. Hubs and I are making a mad dash trip to Vancouver, BC for Knit City, which is also the first weekend in October. The current plan is to be at Knit City on Saturday. And I'm guessing it's probably going to be around lunchtime-ish when we arrive. Because we're going to drive up to Kingston and take the ferry across to Edmonds and then drive up the rest of the way. So, but if you're going to be there, I would love to see you and say hello and, yeah. And if you are local to Vancouver or you've been to Vancouver and want to give us any suggestions of things that we should do, because we're planning to stay overnight. I got us an Airbnb, and then Sunday we were going to do some fun things before we leave to drive back Sunday night. So if you have any suggestions for that, let us know.
I almost said, who's gonna feed the cat? Before I remembered.
You.
I am.
Yes. And I guess you'll come home for my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
My
If the offices don't have me working late.
My birthday is on the 4th of October.
It's a Friday, right?
Yep.
Yes, because my birthday is on a Sunday.
Yes. Her birthday is the second weekend in October. So there's that. The third weekend in October is Fiber Fusion Northwest at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds in Monroe, Washington.
Wow.
We're currently planning to be there on this Saturday. Not Dami, Russ and I. Dr. Hubs and I. You can come if you want to. I'm not saying you can't come.
No.
I'm just saying. And my friend Ann Tudor is going to be there. Finally get to meet her in person. And then the fourth weekend in October, I'll be going to, and maybe Dami too, depending on if she's got rehearsals or whatever, See Meow Con. It's a Seattle cat convention. Seattle Meow Con convention. See Meow Con. I'm going on the Saturday. And then I'm also attending a one-day knitting retreat on the 9th of November, but it is completely full. So that is upcoming events. October's going to be insane, y'all. It's going to be fun. Okay, we have lots more to talk about. Let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
So what are you reading, Dami? Are you feeling very moved by it?
No.
Oh.
I'm still reading The Secret Diaries of Miss Anne Lister. This is the first volume. I think it's 1824 to 1826. And then I think Helena Whitbread is working on editing the next volume in the series.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And I'm also reading The Glass Scientists, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Cotungo.
So I assume you're getting your 15 minutes a day of reading in.
Why, yes.
What am I referring to?
The July, August, September RAL read-along.
So this is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day, at least 15 minutes a day, every day. I don't care what you read as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. There's a finish line thread in the Ravelry group with all the details. It's also in the show notes. And by participating in the seasonal read-alongs, you earn entries into the year-long read-along challenge, where we will give away 3 grand prizes at the beginning of 2020. And
it's not as far away as you think.
yeah. And there's some ways to earn bonus entries and such, so check all of that out on our website or in the Ravelry group. So what I am reading, let me scroll here. I finished reading Glorious Weakness, Discovering God in All We Lack by Aaliyah Joy. Highly recommend. It's one of my top favorite books that I've read this year so far. Really, really enjoyed it. In fact, I might purchase a copy of it because I got it from the library. And I have not started another nonfiction book yet because I was waiting for one that I'd had on hold to come in, and I just got notified that it's at the library to pick up.
Nice.
So I'm going to start that one as soon as I pick it up. Actually, probably the Dr. Hubs picks it up. I'm continuing to reread Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which is the 4th book in the series by J.K. Rowling. This week's episode, or this week's chapter, was Flesh, Blood, and Bone, and I'm reading it along with Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast and Swish and Flick and All Potter podcast. So this is the chapter where what's his name?
Whose name?
That gets killed.
Cedric.
I could see. I knew it was a C, but I couldn't get the word. Cedric and Harry touch the. Is it the cup? The cup.
Yeah, the port.
Yeah, it's a port key, but I can't remember. Is it a cup, a goblet, whatever it is? They touched the port key together in the maze because they were tied to win the
Tri-Wizard Tournament.
that thing right there. Sorry, words are escaping me today. And they get transported to the graveyard, and Cedric gets killed because Voldemort is back and says to kill the
Weaver? I don't know. Spare.
To kill the spare. So it's a very emotional chapter, very short emotional chapter. Yeah, so we're getting close to finishing this book, and then we'll move on to book 5. Okay, I'm also rereading The Fiery Cross, which is the 5th book in the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. I'm rereading it so that I can design a pattern for it, as I have done for the previous 4 seasons. I'm fairly certain it's going to be socks, and I think it just came out this week that that Outlander's coming back in February. I believe it's the 16th of February.
It is, because remember you got a text in the middle of the podcast last week.
That's right. So I need to get started on designing that. So I need to finish my reread. I finished reading The Island of Sea Women by Lisa C. It was really, really interesting because it's based on true story. But it was a really, I don't know, the way it was written, it was really hard for me. I could only read like a chapter or 2, and then I had to stop and read something else because I just couldn't, I don't know. I don't know if it was like the style of writing or what was, but it was, I wasn't able to continue on. So I was reading it in conjunction with other books. I finished reading A Princess in Theory, which is the first book in the Reluctant Royals series by Alyssa Cole. It is not safe for children. There is some adult content, just FYI. I finished reading Girls of Paper and Fire, which is the first book in the series by Natasha. How do you say Ngan?
Nyan.
Okay.
I don't know.
It was very good. Very, very good.
Oh, hello. Oh, that's weird.
I smell your toes. Pink Pearl.
No. No, 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 no. If there's a toy under there, I'll get it out later.
Go play with your ball.
Go. No.
For some reason, she is obsessed with trying to get the strings that hang off the bottom of the couch. She wants to eat them.
She likes eating strings.
Girls of Paper and Fire. So good. Probably my favorite fiction book I have read this year. And there is a second book in the series, but it's not out yet. I read The Keeper of Lost Things by Ruth Hogan. I wasn't sure how I was going to like it because it started pretty slow, but it ended up being really, really interesting.
Oh, is the computer yours?
Is there all kinds of things over
Hey,
here?
don't even think about it. Okay, good girl.
She's going to go up and around. We should be filming her for after the credits. Keeper of Lost Things. Really, really good book. I enjoyed it. And now I'm reading Evie Drake Starts Over by Linda Holmes. Is that your computer?
Yeah, you don't need it.
She claims everything by rubbing her cheek along things. Hi.
Our fingers and toes have been claimed multiple times each.
Yes. I had to think about it before I said the name of the title because I want to pronounce it Evie.
Evie.
But it rhymes with Chevy. It's Evie.
Evie like Evelyn.
But it's not Evelyn, and I can't think of it's an obscure name. It's like the name of a town, and I still don't know how to pronounce that.
Evicted.
No, but Evie rhymes with Chevy, so that's how you say that. Okay, watching
What
the
are
cat.
you watching?
I'm watching the cat.
Do not lick the table. That is strange.
She's being so naughty while we're recording. We'll bring her on at the end of the show so that those of you who've never met Pink Pearl before can meet her. Okay, I watched 3 Hallmark movies. I watched All Summer Long. I watched Chronicle Mysteries, The Deep End, which I like that one. I like that series a lot because it involves it's all fiction, but a podcast run by a newspaper that investigate each season or whatever is a separate crime. Which
Just
is
like cereal.
Yeah. So so that one, and then I watched My One and Only. I finished watching series 2 of Agatha Raisin, and I hope they're making a series 3 because I really enjoyed it. I am watching, oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. I'm watching Younger, which is a show that's on the CW, I believe.
You said TV Land.
Oh, it is TV Land. It's on TV Land.
I didn't think that TV Land still existed, but it does.
Apparently does. So this has Sutton Foster in it, which is the reason I started watching it because I really like her. So,
and Hilary Duff.
And Hilary Duff. But Sutton Foster's character is a 40-year-old divorcee, or I don't know if the divorce has gone through because they couldn't afford the divorce. They're separated at least. That tries to get back into the publishing world after having had a child and being a stay-at-home mom and such. And she keeps getting rejected or not even interviewed because of her age and the gap in her resume, CV, whatever you want to call it. So she has been pretending that she's 26 years old and gets hired, and I believe it's sometime in this season. So I finished watching seasons 1 and 2 because these are like 20-minute episodes. And I'm watching season 3. I believe it's sometime this season that Hilary Duff's character finds out that she's been lying to her all along. We're watching series 3 of Father Brown, which I love, and I still love the name Saoirse. It's one of the actresses' names. It's beautiful. I'm watching season 4 of Chesapeake Shores, and I watched the series end of it all finale of Poldark.
Ooh.
The last episode was the final episode. It was a little bit. it felt to me a little disjointed because it covered such a large span of time. So, yeah. But there's that. And then listening to, of course, I'm listening to my favorite murder podcast. Listen to today's episode. And part of the episode was about people being buried alive. Like in caskets. Like they were presumed dead. And they
just casual things.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Anyway.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you have to weigh it for me first so that I know how much yarn I am. So she finished the socks. She's just got to weave in the ends so now I can finish the hat.
And I'm not gonna block them. They're baby socks.
No, they don't need to be blocked. No.
Jinx, you owe me pumpkin spice.
We'll have to see if the Dr. Hubs will make a Starbucks run for us. And I'm listening to the Hadestown OBCR. I just adore it. Oh, one of my favorites. Dammy, what are you listening to?
I am listening to Cabin Pressure. It's my go-to thing. I'll talk about it a bit later too, even though it's about shows we watch.
Yeah.
Because it's still a show.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to listen to it a bit on the plane too. Planes. Because it's my airtime listening. And also the My Fair Lady Revival cast recording. Because there are auditions in the winter for My Fair Lady.
So a church here in Bremerton, it's a fairly large church. They put on musicals or plays or whatever every year. So the thing is, how are you going to be able to come back for rehearsals?
I would make it happen.
You were saying Cabin Pressure, and that reminded me. I'll have to show it to y'all next week because it hasn't come in yet. But I was already thinking ahead to Vlogmas, which is a thing where you vlog
From us.
You vlog every day in December for Christmas, and I've done it for
A vlogvent calendar.
It's on YouTube, and it's just short videos, and I've done it 2 years in a row now, and I always try to find a thing that is going to be like something that I do every day. So like the first year I made a pom-pom every day and made garlands to actually go on a Christmas tree. But we only got a small Christmas tree because Pink Pearl didn't want her pulling down a tree. So the pom-pom strands are actually around the windows in my office space.
We could try getting a bit of one and tell her no. Just not hang anything on the very, very low.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll
I
have to see.
trust her, but as far as I can throw her.
Well, you can't throw her, so.
So if I were to hypothetically throw her, I bet I could throw her pretty far.
The second year, I did a re-listen of Cabin Pressure, and so I talked about the episode of Cabin Pressure every day. This year, I am going to do something cross-stitch related, and I'll show you the pattern when it gets here in next week's episode. But it has like, I think it's 3 houses across the top, and then for every day, there is a box with the number in it and a small little item to cross-stitch. So I'm going to try to cross-stitch the box every day with the item in the number. And if I have time before it starts, I'll work on the house. And there's like a border, I think, underneath the bottom. But I thought that would be a fun thing to do every day. And that way I can show you every day, the next day, the box for the day that I've cross-stitched. So Cabin Pressure made me think of, I did the Cabin Pressure re-listen. There was my train of thought. Okay, we need to give away some prizes, so let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our June, July, August.
Summertime and the living is easy.
Ow, it's over.
It is over. So, Dammy, why don't you tell us who finished projects in the final days?
So, A. Bingham, Artsy Reevy, Crafty Textile Lady, D-Door 4, Dragon Rose, Elsa and M, I Now Hour, Philippa MC, Knit Central, Knitter Chow, Leaner, Mamma Mia 64, Mary Beth 1199, Moe's Crochet, Nicole S, Panushka, Share 2014, and Yellcat 2.
Yay, great job, everybody. Okay, so we're going to announce the prize winners. We have 2 pattern prizes. So if you're the winner of one of the pattern prizes, I just need you to PM me, Java Pearl, on Ravelry and tell me that you saw that you won a prize, and then I will get It's Monique on both of them. I will get the designer Monique to gift those patterns to the 2 winners. The rest of this stuff needs to be shipped. So if you're a winner, you need to contact me on Ravelry, Java Pearl, and you need to tell me your full name and mailing address so that I can ship the prizes out to you. You have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it. And do we need to say anything else?
Ah.
Okay, so do you want me to say the prize and you say the winners?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We have Audine Wools by Knit Crate, Sci, DK Yarn, 2 skeins of Ladybug. We have 2 winners that are each winning 1 skein. They are...
I'm not going to say the post numbers, because the post numbers don't usually do anything.
I know, I just put them in to, let people know that, okay, I'm not...
Okay. So, the 2 winners are Knit Central and D Door 4.
Can we say the numbers? It'll just make me feel better.
270 Knit Central and 101 D Door 4.
Okay. Then we have the Moda Dia Sassy Stripes DK in the Crown colorway. 2 skeins donated by Trisha, who is PAZ Scott. And the winner of that is...
208 Nicole S.
We have stitch markers made and donated by Teresa, who is Jazzy Creations. There's a Knitting Diva and a Made with Love. The winner is...
465 Philippa MC.
We have a D. Marie Prokop book, the Shorter Things collection, and a stitch marker set. The winner is...
I'm sorry.
393.
393 Shirley Knits 123.
We have a D. Marie Prokop 2 book set, the Tigress and On the Outward Appearance, and a stitch marker set. The winner of that is...
324 Silver Luna 2112.
We have the Out Tonight pattern designed and donated by the designer Monique Leonard, who is Windswept Monique. The winner is...
331 Panushka.
We have a baby crochet book and a skein of double knit special by Stylecraft in the white colorway, donated by Carlene, who is Carlene Page. The winner is...
376 VT Kimmy Kim.
And I made sure she actually crochets. So, and the final prize is the pattern My Only Goal Is Just to Be. It's a Rent musical inspired pattern designed by Monique Leonard, who is Winslet Monique. The winner is...
276 Little Angel SG2.
Okay, so here are the winners again. So Panushka and Little Angel SG2, I just need you to PM me that you saw this and I'll get the patterns sent to you. And then everybody else, Knit Central, D-Door 4, Nicole S, Philippa MC, Shirley Knits 123, Silver Luna 2112, and VT Kimmy Kim. PM me, Java Pro, with your full name, mailing address, and we'll get the prizes out to you. And again, thank you so much to the prize donors. We appreciate y'all a lot. Okay, so since this along is over, we have started a new one, so let's talk about it.
And now we're going to talk about our September, October, November Artistic Autumnal Owl.
Yes, tell us about it.
So this runs from the 1st of September through the 30th of November. And it's for any project that you can knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you convince us is related to autumn. There are a couple main rules for this owl. The first is that no whips are allowed, so your project has to have been begun no earlier than the 1st of September and finished no later than the 30th of November. And each project of at least 20 yards that you finish in post counts as one entry, but if your project is not at least 20 yards, you need to group it in a single post with other projects that together total at least 20 yards. You can feel free to polydip in other alongs as long as it fits in with the other rules. That's totally fine.
Yep.
We talk about prizes?
Yes, because it's the first podcast of the month.
So we're going to talk about our prizes, but if you'd like to...
donate?
No, if you'd like to get a closer look at them in more detail, tune into the first podcast of the month, like right now, or go to geekygirlsknit.com if you're interested in donating a prize. PM Java Pearl on Ravelry or email us at geekygirlsknit@gmail.com.
Okay, so the prizes are stitch marker sets made and donated by Julia, who is Nimrus of Pandia's Jewels. We have 3 Labyrinth sets, a Frankenstein set, and a Bride of Frankenstein set. So 5 winners will each win a random set.
We have an orange camper bag by Art by Anna that was donated by Rhonda, who is Dueling Needles.
We have a Swoonish Walker sock blank in a one-of-a-kind color donated by Eileen, who is Leaner.
And we have a 2 skeins from Trisha, who is PAZ Scott, of Moda Day Sassy Stripes DK in the Polo colorway.
Yes, they're 50-gram skeins, so that's why they're grouped together. Thank you so much to our prize donors. We appreciate y'all so much. And again, if you're interested in donating a prize, whether you are a dyer, bag maker, stitch marker maker, or if you just want to, if you're just a user of all those things and you want to make a donation for a prize, just let us know. Okay, what else, Tammy?
You must be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry in order to participate. There's a hashtag if you'd like to tag your projects or post on social media. It is GGKAutumn19. The FO thread is going to be locked on the morning of the 1st of December, and the winners will be drawn for the next podcast after that. And any winners will have 30 days to claim their prize or they forfeit it. We have a chatter thread in our Ravelry group where you can talk about the progress of your projects and where I congratulate people who finish projects. And
Yes.
I also do that here.
Yes.
So the 2 people who finished projects since the 1st of September are Philippa MC and Little Angel SG2.
Great job, everybody. You got almost 3 full months to get projects done, so get started on them and get them done, and we can't wait to see what you make. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
Yes, so what is this week's question, Dammy?
This week's question comes from Denise, who is Fuzzy Kid from Michigan. CC, Dammy. I am a person who likes to watch different television shows, sometimes over and over again. I like listening to audio dramas as well. Finally picked up on Cabin Pressure and am making my way through that. What are current shows that are inspiring you or ones that you want to see more of? What are shows you like to watch/listen to over and over again? What would you recommend as your all-time favorite? And after you answer Doctor Who, what other show is your all-time favorite?
Okay, so we're going to I don't think we're going to take the questions individually. We're just going to
No.
talk about shows. So, other than Doctor Who, my number 1 top favorite is Gilmore Girls. I'm also a big fan of Lost, except for the final episode. I'm not thrilled with how they tied it up, but I still love the show. We're both, and the Dr. Hubs are fans of Stargate SG-1. In fact, when the Dr. Hubs texts me, it's part of the theme song from Stargate when he texts me. Okay, do you want to talk about the next one or so?
I really like Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager.
Yeah, I like both of those a lot too. Obviously, Doctor Who, we talk about that all the time, and it's inspired so much for us, for me, especially design-wise. And if I had had my phone ringer on, you would have just heard the Dr. Hubs Stargate SG-1 ringtone. So, yes. So Doctor Who, obviously, we're big fans of. I mean, not so much anymore, but I mean, she used to like it, but you're not as big a fan as you were in the beginning
Yeah.
of the reboot. So, or not the really reboot, the continuation. Okay, I know you want to talk about the next one.
I really like Elementary.
I'm very sad it ended.
Yeah. I like the Emma 2009 miniseries. It's my favorite Austen book.
It is a really good one. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You and I originally watched this just a few years ago. I think, were we even in Scotland yet?
No.
So, I didn't watch
More
it.
than just a few years ago. Like 7.
Probably. I didn't watch it when it originally aired. And then you and I watched it, and we watched it along with Angel, and there was like a timeline online, and we followed that and watched them. And since then, I've rewatched Buffy by itself.
Hold.
Yay! Finish socks. Sherlock, and I just hope that it eventually will come back. I know it's so hard with as popular as Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman have gotten, and Mark Gatiss, and who else is involved? All those names. Dammy was using my sock project bag notions thing. So I really hope it comes back. I love Supernatural. I'm sad that this is the last season. I think they've done I think this will be the 15th season, though. And they had always said that they were going to end it when they were ready to end it, and they feel like it's time. So, but then I've seen interviews with... I've been moving my wrist around a lot, apparently.
Oh, wow.
With some of the powers that be at the CW who've said that they would be more than happy for them to come back. So I hope maybe they do like kind of like what SG1 did. They've done 3 movies?
Direct to video.
Yeah. But
Actually, I think they were TV movies, weren't they?
maybe. Anyway, so that could be cool for them to come back and do like a 2-hour movie thing or whatever. So, Outlander, which is not safe for children, love it. Have rewatched it. It's such a good show, but there is adult content and there is also violence in several of the episodes. So yeah, I probably will rewatch that in preparation for it coming back in February. Anne of Green Gables miniseries and the Anne of Avonlea miniseries, which is also known as the Anne of Green Gables, the sequel miniseries. This is the ones with Megan Follows and Jonathan Crombie. I still mourn his he's passed. Colleen Dewhurst, Richard.
You don't have to say all the actors' names.
No, I was just saying the main 4, but I can't. Farnsworth. I think that's right. Now I'm. Yes, Richard Farnsworth. Sorry, I was second guessing myself there. But I don't like the third one. It is not true to the books at all. I also have not watched the new iterations of it because Megan Follows is my Anne, and I just can't. I just can't. Fringe, we've watched and rewatched. Loved it. Pushing Daisies. I keep hoping that they're going to come back with another season or a movie or something. Sadly, it was canceled way too soon. Yeah. I feel like if it had been on the air just a little bit later, then it might have gotten picked up by Netflix or something for a 3rd season or whatever, but that wasn't happening back then. So those are shows that we enjoy, that we would like to see more of, that we like to watch over and over, that are our favorites. I've linked all of these in the show notes to Amazon, because we are Amazon affiliates, so we do earn money if you click our links and shop through us. But as I was looking them up on Amazon, I realized that several of them are included in our Prime membership, and I'm like, I might have to do some rewatches of some stuff. So, do you want to say anything else?
No.
Okay. We have very similar tastes in what we watch. So, okay. So, if somebody has a question for us, thank you, Denise, for the question. We're still working our way through Denise's questions. I can't remember how many she had, but many. So we're still working our way. I love it. It's great. It's been fun to have these different things to think about, and the Dr. Hub's coming on, and just all of that. So
And Pink.
Yes, you had questions for you, didn't you? She did. Okay, so if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
That's right. And we typically answer them in the order they're posted, unless there's a time-sensitive one. And we haven't had any that we've said no to answering. So, there you go. All right, let's award some more prizes.
And now we have more prizes. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
These are our 7th Podiversary prize winners. So, last week was our 7th Podiversary, and we had the cake that Pink licked while we were filming.
Was it delicious?
It was very funny. It was so funny.
Was it
and
delicious?
So in our Ravelry group, in the thread to win, we ask you to tell us either your favorite episode title, or your favorite moment, or all three. And a lot of y'all said that. a lot of y'all picked like the same titles that you liked, and there was other ones that were just so touching. I read most of them out loud to the Dr. Hubs, and it was just so touching for the things you said. So thank you so much for watching and participating and all of that. Okay, we're about to award prizes. You have 30 days to claim your prize if you're a winner, or you forfeit it. I'm going to let's do the digital ones, and then we'll do the physical ones. So we have 5 prize winners that are winning digital prizes. If you are a winner of one of our ebooks, you just need to PM me, Java Pearl, and tell me which ebook you want. If you're a winner of 3 of our single patterns, you just need to PM me, Java Pearl, and tell me which 3 you want. And I will gift those to you. So let's get started with that. So the 3 winners of any one of our ebooks are
36, Crafty Textile Lady, 32, I Now Hour, and 33, Knit Live Love.
Yes. And then the 2 winners of any 3 of our single patterns are
42, Phoenix Anew, and 4, Psychohulakian.
Yes. So just PM me, tell me either the ebook you want or the 3 single patterns, and I'll get those gifted to you. Everything else has to be shipped out, so I need you to PM me, Java Pearl and Ravelry, with your full name and mailing address, and I will get it shipped out to you. So, first up, we had an Elvis Want a Cookie stitch marker set from Ann Tudor LLC and a Honeyberry Studios Listen to Your Body sticker. The winner is
24, I'm going to spell it this time, EFWAET Jen.
Okay.
Beth from Alaska, who
yes.
introduced yourself.
Yes. And then we have 4 sets of Pandia's Jewels Pumpkin Spice Sheet Pen, Star Trek sticker set, Illuminati cork label set, and a Honeyberry Studios Listen to Your Body sticker. 4 winners are going to each win a random set. So those 4 winners are
7, A. Bingham, 26, Brianna S., 22, Yellcat 2, and 37, Little Mermaid.
Okay. Then we had 2 sets of a skein of Vitellana by Knitcraft Aloft Yarn, Knit Crate, Vitellana by Knit Crate Aloft Yarn in the Tiger Lily colorway, and a Honeyberry Studios Listen to Your Body sticker. Each winner's going to win 1 set, so the 2 winners are
43, Gia Z, 13, Happily Crafting.
And then we have 2 sets of a Honeyberry Studios Forgive Yourself for the Mistakes You've Made 8x10 print, greeting card, notebook, and sticker. The 2 winners that are winning a random set are
23, The Chronic Knitter, and 15, Fun Friend.
Okay, so again, I need to hear from these 5 people telling me which ebook they want or which of the 3 of our single patterns they want based on what you won. So those are Crafty Textile Lady, I Now Hour, Knit Live Love, Phoenix Anew, and Psychohulakian. Everyone else, I need you to PM me and tell me your full name and mailing address. So that's EFWAET Jen, A. Bingham, Brianna S., Yellcat 2, Little Mermaid, Gia Z, Happily Crafting, The Chronic Knitter, and Fun Friend. PM me, Java Pearl. You have 30 days to claim your prize. And thank you so much to the donors of our prizes. We have been very blessed at how generous people are. In fact, we have an entire box of prizes that we're pulling from to provide prizes to y'all. So we're very grateful for that. And we're very grateful for y'all staying with us through 7 years. And here's to number 8. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
Now we have a review.
Take 2.
Our cat was being naughty.
She got in trouble. Okay, as we promised last week, we're reviewing Pom Pom Quarterly. This is the Autumn 2019 issue 30. And the theme of this issue is Sea Change. And in the editor's letter, they talk about a lot that's been going on in our community recently around race and gender and ableist language and patriarchal language and thoughts and just different things like that. So they are working hard to try to make their part of the fiber community one that is safe for everyone. So, okay. First up we have
The Selig by Kathleen Schubert.
So there's that. And we do have... I love that they put more pictures in. Did you realize that this time all the patterns, I believe, have an extra page of photos?
I don't know, but I like the yarn, I like the pattern, I like the way the book smells.
Yes. So this is a one size wrap?
Wrap?
Yeah.
Wrap. Selig wrap.
There we go. It's a wrap.
Thanks, hashtags.
Yes. Done in DK weight yarn on US 6's 3.75 mil needles. It's worked flat from the lower edge straight towards the upper edge. It combines 2-color brioche with garter stitches.
Hey, it involves Burks.
Yep.
And Barks.
Yep, that's the for the brioche part of that. So that one is beautiful.
This is Eventide by In Young Kim. And
Very
this
pretty.
is also beautiful. Pink!
It's fine. She's playing with her foil ball.
She's not playing with it, she's just eating it.
I love the construction of this one because I read through the pattern and it is really amazing. So this is done in 5 sizes from a 37 3/4 inch to 67 3/4 inch bust, meant to be worn with 3 to 8 inches positive ease. The pattern talks about it all in centimeters as well. I'm just, for sake of time, I'm not going to spell all those out. It's done in a fingering 4-ply weight yarn on US 3's 3.25 mil needles. It is worked from the bottom up. The first row of motifs are worked separately, and then further rows of motifs are then worked one at a time by picking out stitches between the motifs of the previous row. The final row uses half motifs to create a full round. Then the front and back are separated at the underarm and worked flat in rows to the shoulders. They're finished with a 3-needle cast off, and stitches are picked up around the armholes and the neckband for the sleeves and collar. It's beautiful. Oh, look at that! Here, look at that. The construction of that.
Wow.
It's just stunning. Stunning. I don't think I've ever seen one like that before. It's beautiful. Okay?
Aphotic by Annie Haas. And some nice pink yarn.
I dropped the page where the pattern is, but I have to get it again. I love the design down the arms. What page do I need to go to? 70.
70.
Sorry, my finger slipped out. Okay, it's beautiful. This is done in 9 sizes, from 38.5 to 67.25 inch bust, meant to be worn with 8 to 12 inches of positive ease. It is done in worsted weight yarn on US 6's 4 mil needles and US 8's 5 mil needles. It is worked to the round from the top down. There's short row shaping across the back, and increased rounds are worked in between the color work motifs, which is brilliant. You don't have to worry about doing the color work and increases at the same time. And it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. I probably won't knit it just because even though it gets cold up here, I tend to run hot, and a worsted weight sweater would just probably be too much. I think the furthest I can go is like a DK weight and still be comfortable.
Then we have Astragal by Inner Birkin by Eva. Maybe.
This is beautiful. I love this hem right here. And I believe it's also done on the sleeves. Can you tell?
No, they're not there enough.
Let's see back here. Okay, so this is done in 9 sizes, from 37.5 to 69 inch bust, with 6 to 8 inches of positive ease. It's DK weight yarn, done on US 5's 3.75 mil needles. It's a cropped length, top down in the round yoke pullover, and it gives instructions for how to adjust the body length and the sleeve length.
It has German short row shaping.
Yes. So let's see here at the sleeves.
Look at that.
Sleeves.
Oh, it looks like there's more on the top of the arm and then less on the bottom. So it's
Okay,
like,
so it's got that same kind of feel as the hem, which I really like. Very pretty. Very, very, very pretty. Okay,
Isabu by Kiyomi and Sachiko Bergen.
who are twins, and this is the first time they've designed something together. Now, the concept of this is brilliant. They designed one option of it together, and then they each designed two of the other options, and it's kind of a mix and match sweater. So it's done in 9 sizes, from 34.5-inch to 65-inch bust, worn with 4 inches of positive ease. It's done with fingering weight 4-ply yarn and lace weight because it's held together. It's a mohair lace weight held together. Okay, there's just a lot of information. I'm trying to get through it. This is done on US 7s, 4.5 mil, and US 6s, 4 mil needles. Okay, so it says, this reversible, interchangeable raglan cardigan is knit from the neck downwards in 2 to 3 separate pieces of your choosing. It's knit in the standard way a top-down raglan sweater is constructed, except that it is divided in half. Stitches for the top of the shoulder are cast on first, and yoke and necklines are shaped. When yoke depth is reached, body and sleeves are divided, and the body is worked to the hem. Sleeves are then completed. Button bands are picked up on both of the sides of the cardigan, and are thus joined as one piece by buttoning closed. There's no distinct back and front, so you can wear it either way. You have the option to knit all 3 pieces, creating an interchangeable sweater, knit 2 pieces, or to knit 2 of the same piece. Note that the yarn requirements given are per piece. If you choose to work 2 of the same piece, yarn amounts for that piece will need to be doubled. So here are the 3 options.
Oh my gosh.
So that top one is, it doesn't say. The second one is piece 2 and piece 3, and the third one is piece 2 and piece 1. So that must be piece 1 and 3 at the top. Very, very pretty. It's such an interesting concept. I might actually have to do this one. I really, really, really like it. And I've been wanting to do something where you hold the lace weight together with it. Okay, next up is?
Trove by Emma Duchère.
She was inspired by the sea glass that you find at the sea, obviously. Okay, so this is done in 8 sizes from 37.75 inch to 66-inch bust with 6 to 12 inches of positive ease. It's a sport weight, knit on US 4, 3.5 mil, and US 2.5, 3 mil needles. It's a seamless sweater worked from the top down with short rows for shoulders. Front and back are knitted flat and joined under the armholes. Body is knit in the round to the hem, and then sleeves are picked up and knitted in the round to the wrist. Very, very pretty. Okay, then we have...
Tombola by Megan Fernandez.
So this is a hat, and I am in love with this construction. So you have a second yarn that you work the cables with on top of the background. It's so cool. Okay, so let me tell you about this one. It comes in 3 sizes from 17 to 19 inches to be worn with 2 to 3 inches of negative ease. It's a worsted weight and a lace weight together, done with US 6's 4 mil needles. Okay, here we go. It's knit in the round from the brim up. The crisscrosses are achieved by working a slip stitch pattern and a cable that crosses in both directions. Either 1 or 2 cable needles may be used depending on your level of comfort with cabling without cable needles. The yarns A and B are held together throughout except during the crisscross pattern when certain stitches are worked with yarn B only and they are indicated with the letter B. So for example, K1B, you would knit 1 in color B. I love this. I don't think I've seen another hat do the same kind of concept either. Really, really like it. Okay, next up is
Fate Morgana by Sylvia Watts Cherry.
very, very beautiful. Some closer up detail pictures there. So this is done in 9 sizes from 33-inch to 65-inch bust with 1 to 5 inches positive ease. It's done in DK, held with a lace weight. The majority of the sweater is worked in the DK weight, with the contrast stripes worked using 1 strand each of the DK weight held with the lace weight. That's interesting. I can see that now. That is really cool. Okay, it is done with US 8's 5mm and US 7's 4.5mm needles. It's knit flat from the bottom up in pieces and seamed before picking up stitches for the neckband, which is knit in the round. And they talk about using a stitch on each end as selvage. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm very, very impressed this issue with the things that they're doing that I really haven't seen before in the knit world. I love it. I love the diversity of it, and I know they were working so hard to make that happen.
And then there's Columella by Andrea Cole.
There we go. And this is another wrap. Very, very beautiful. So this is, sorry, excuse me, 1 size. Done in worsted weight yarn with US 8's 5mm needles. It's worked flat and rows from end to end. And it's lots of cables, obviously. 1x1, 2x1, 2x2, 3x2, and 3x3 cables. So it's lots of cables. Okay, so that's all the patterns. And then we have a beautiful article written by Clara Parks called Knits, Knots, and the Sea. And she talks about the history of knots being formed and them being used by sailors. And then she talks about the knitting world and how we can have similar experiences with that. Then there is this beautiful, it's kind of a photo essay called Beyond Shore, and the words and the images are by Ocean Rose. And it is absolutely stunning. For the sake of time, I'm not going to read it all to you, but it's beautifully done. And then the final thing, of course, is the recipe, and this time it's for sea brine pickles. And it is a very fast way of, no actual sea brine is used.
No.
It is a very fast way of pickling, and she talks about not just pickles, but carrots, onions, cauliflower, and different spices and seeds you can use. And then there, of course, there is the information about all of the contributors and the yarns. And that is issue 30 of Pom Pom. I'm very impressed. There are so many things in here that I just love the construction of, just because it's something different. And yeah, so how do you feel about the issue?
I like it.
I do too. Great job, Pom Pom Quarterly. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Yes, yawn. We made it to the end of the show. This is another long one. Thanks for sticking with us. We had a lot to cover this episode. Thanks for sticking with us. Okay, an announcement. Because Dammy's going out of town to Pennsylvania, we are going to be delayed in recording next week's episode. So next week's episode 361, will be recorded on Friday the 13th of September. Friday the 13th. And we'll go live on Saturday, the 14th of September. So thank you for being accommodating with our schedule, because that just has to happen sometimes. Do we have any other announcements other than that? All right. Well, we'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who supports the podcast, no matter how it is you support us. We love hearing your words and and hearing about how the podcast has touched you. But we want you to know that y'all, as a community, also are such a blessing to us. And we're so grateful for each of you. We are especially grateful to those of you who support us financially, because unfortunately it does cost money to do the podcast. For example, one thing is shipping out all these prizes. And then there's technology, such, and things like that. So there are three main ways you can support us financially. The main one is Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount a month to your favorite creatives, and you earn rewards based on the level you donate at. I will be sending out Patreon rewards tomorrow. So if you're expecting a reward, it will be on its way tomorrow. Dammy, if somebody wants to know more or wants to sign up, where do they go?
Patreon.com/geekygirlsnet.
What's another way?
There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you'd like to make a one-time donation.
And we are Amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you go to our website and click on the image or link in the sidebar or at the bottom of the show notes, or any of the TV, books, things like that, if you click through them to Amazon to purchase, we earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you'd be doing anyway, with back to school stuff, upcoming holiday gifts, and such. So think of us when you're shopping on Amazon. Dammy, where can everyone find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
Exactly. So with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. I just got to the end of the row, so I'm putting my little wrangler thing on it to keep my stitches on. We hope you have a lovely rest of your week. If you have kids that are starting back to school, best wishes to them, and I'm so looking forward to autumn coming into being for the year, and yeah. So thanks for watching. Happy crafting. We'll see you again next time, a day late. Bye.
Bye.
Dammy's doing something for Pinky.
This is what she gets for being naughty kitty.
She may not, I don't think she's going to like this, but let's see what happens. Okay, are you ready? Look at the model.
Wow!
They're beautiful.
Oh!
Do you love the socks? Should I take a picture for your project page?
Yes, please. And for Instagram.
Okay, let me get farther enough back. Okay, smile. Got it. Do you like the socks? Do you really need a pair of your own?
Yeah, let's see how you walk on them.
Oh.
No! She kicked him off.
Oh, darn.